Hi, thanks for clicking on in. So today I'm going to give you an overview of an outfit checklist which I've used over the years and come up with by getting bits and pieces from here and there. I've been working with Cynthia on using an outfit checklist for her, and basically I was using it to see if we could develop more or come up with more outfits for her that were along her style, but ones that she hadn't thought of yet. So, and she's been posting at least one of those outfits so far over on her web, Be Fabulous Daily. So I'm going to just give you an overview of it today, kind of how it's constructed and what it can do, that type of thing. It is basically just 8 items. They're silhouette, color, pattern, texture, drape, detail, accessories, and style references. And you can take these and apply them to any outfit, preferably one that you really like. And then it'll give you an kind of aesthetic structure, backbone, skeleton of what's going on that's creating that look that you really like. I like it because for me it hits a sweet spot between getting the same exact outfit and getting something that has no relationship. So it kind of captures the elements of the things that you really like that give you that look, but it doesn't just kind of make a clone of that outfit. Because some people like to do the uniform thing. My mom does a really good job of the uniform thing, but it's just not me. So that's one of the things I like about this. Some other things that it can do for you, it can help you kind of pinpoint your shopping so that you know more what items will fit in with your wardrobe scheme and the outfits that you like. It can help you figure out where the holes are in your wardrobe. It can really help you figure out about your own style. It will give you a lot more information about how outfits kind of are put together, what the different elements do, how they support each other, and what you like. And it'll also help you find more areas where if you're feeling confused about something, it'll help you pinpoint what you're confused about and where you can go to learn more about that. So excuse me 1 minute. Oh, I see you found the scratching post, so that's okay. So I'll give you some short and sweet definitions so you kind of get a feeling of what we're talking about here. Now all the items here are really from like graphic design, a little bit of architecture, color theory, dressmaking. And I like these terms because, as I said, they kind of get at what's going on aesthetically, but they don't confine you to just one thing. So for example, silhouette, that's going to be basically just, you know, the overall shape of the garment, the neckline, the hem. Drape is going to be how fabric hangs and falls. So let's say a real heavy linen versus a floaty chiffon. Those are 2 different types of drape. Texture, is it metallic? Is it Mongolian yak fur? Is it, you know, studs coming out, sparkly? Those are all differences there. Details for me is going to be all the 3-dimensional things that are on your outfit. So things that are like buttons, zippers, lapels, collars, pleats, gathers, pin tucks, all those kind of sewn on things. Like when you think of a safari jacket, everything's coming from the details there. All the little doodads. Style references will be anything from the era, like the 40s, the 20s. It could be a nation, like German Lederhosen. What else could it be? Oh, occupations like firemen. I don't know how many of you have a fireman outfit you want to look like, but if you do. Or it could be, you know, sailor, cowboy is an element that you find a lot. Those would be style references. Also think anything that's like trendy today. Accessories would be everything you would think of, except for me, shoes are generally not an accessory, it's more part of the outfit because most of the time you have to wear shoes. You can't go, I mean, I go barefoot a lot, but I'm just around the house, so I would say, you know, necklaces, bracelets, glasses, earrings, all those type of things, belts. Color is what you would think it would be, except for I think that it's more fruitful to approach this from kind of a color theory perspective. That opens up different colors for you and stuff. And later on in future posts, I plan to go into each of these 8 elements more in depth, and they'll give you a better idea of how you can use color theory to expand your choices. And then pattern would be like this here, anything that is printed on or woven into a fabric. So that's that. And at this point you're thinking, that sounds like a lot to learn to analyze one outfit, and it kind of is. But at the same time, when you look at most people's style, it turns out that they focus on just a couple of things. So most of the things will be classic, like with Cynthia. Silhouette, drape, texture, detail, all these things are pretty much classic, clean, simple in the background, and it provides a beautiful frame for her use of color and pattern, which is where she really shines. And when I came up with a little formula for her to generate more outfits, it was all about color and pattern. And when I came up with that formula, it was actually pretty simple. It's just 2 colors per outfit with 1 or 2 neutrals, or she has a color variation, which is 2 or 3 of the same color, like say sage, olive green, forest green, plus 1 or 2 neutrals. And then pattern is just for her outfit, you want to have like a large scale pattern, medium or small scale pattern, and then the rest be solid colors. So it's really just a couple things. It ends up being very simple. You know, style is as much about what you don't do as what you do. So someone like Bonnie from Grit and Glamour has incredible style, but it's always that kind of long, tall, sleek silhouette. It's 99% of the time it's black, but then she just goes to town with texture and details, and she, you know, there's just some kind of, you know, yak you never heard of before with fluorescent, not fluorescent green, you know, hair coming out and buckles and studs and, you know, all type of patent leather and alligator leather and lizard leather, and it just goes crazy. But it looks great on her because she keeps it focused to those 2 things. So, you know, anything you're doing, analyzing one of her outfits, a lot of the silhouette and color and style references is going to be pretty easy to get through because she just does it pretty much the same all the time. So don't be scared. Okay, so when you do have this analysis done, you've gone through your 8 things, how do you create a formula that's going to help you create more outfits like I did for Cynthia? You want to look at your own closet and keep in mind the areas that you're going to be playing around with, in her case color and pattern, and the areas that are going to be basically staying the same. So you don't need to, in Cynthia's case, talk a lot about texture or detail, because there's not a lot going on there. With her formula, it's just, you know, 2 colors and neutral, or 3 of the same colors plus a neutral, and then large, small scale, no pattern. So you keep it simple. Then you want to use it, if you have that formula that you've created from your analysis, you want to use it as more of a catalyst as opposed to something really rigid. So with her, I would just start with, I had all her outfits there so I could see all her clothes, and I would just choose a garment that had a great large scale that I felt like working with. Say, okay, what medium scale patterns would look, you know, nice with this, and then go on from there. Sometimes you come up with, for example, a tee and a cardigan in 2 different patterns that look nice together, and then you could put it with a casual skirt, a dressier skirt, casual pant, and a dressier pant. Then you get 4 different outfits, and then that's not even counting shoes and any other accessories that you might want to put with it. The first few times, if you decide to pursue this, that you would be creating looks out of a formula that you've developed, I would try and set aside a little time and have paper and pencil or a camera so you can document what you come up with. If you try to do it when you're pressured, you know, you don't feel so creative when you're pressured. And, you know, if you come up with all these kind of variations on the theme, like I was just talking about, we have the same kind of top half and just change out the bottom half, document all that, because it'll seem real easy when you're doing it, like, oh, this is so obvious, but then later on, you'd be surprised that you can forget. Anyway, I continually am. So, anyway, and the other thing I wanted to say about that process is that the number of times that I've done it, I find that when you go through really looking at an outfit from all these different angles, you end up with kind of a new perspective on things. And so, there's the phone. Hi there again. Okay, so you want to document what you come up with. Give yourself a little freedom when you're in time, when you're going through this, especially in the beginning, so you can focus on it. The other thing that I find is that I'll often come up with outfits that are great, that have really nothing to do with this formula that I've come up with. And I think it's part of the creative process. You're looking at things differently, and so you get a different perspective, and it kind of frees up your brain to come up with something different. So that's another reason why I like going through this process. You put in a lot of work to analyze and figure out what's going on, but then you really get it back in terms of the process. So when I came up with my analysis of Cynthia's look and started making outfits, I noticed that she'd already created herself a number of outfits that followed these formulas that I'd come up with, which made me feel good because it made me feel like I was finding out something about her style as opposed to kind of imposing my style on her, which is supposed to be the idea. And so I was excited about that, but it does bring up the question of like, well, then why go through all this work to get this formula when you're doing it anyway? And for me, I find it helpful when like you're in a rush or you're bored or you're stuck, or with a lot of people when you're overwhelmed, because it's real easy to get a lot of clothes these days, and you're looking at this closet and you're thinking, wow, there's probably about 200, 250 outfits in there, and so your brain just goes all blank and you can't find any of them. So a rule helps give you a process for kind of whittling things down and narrowing your focus so you can focus on looking your best. And it can also help make it easier for you to get dressed in the morning. And I have links to some of Cynthia's outfits that she put together that follow this rule. So I think that's mostly what I have to say about this. Cynthia really helped me a lot with this. It was hard for me to focus my thoughts, speaking of narrowing and focusing, on this because, you know, I've been so involved with it for so long, and I never had to explain any of it to anyone before either. So it was really interesting to me. I'm really happy to be able to talk about this with you because these are the type of ideas that really help me to find my style, and I think they could help other people too. You know, to find your own style instead of just kind of copying other people and doing that type of thing. So anyway, Cynthia did really help me with this. She ended up sending me a lot of information about a lot of different outfits, and it was really helpful, but I did end up taking about 90% of the final rule out of one outfit. It's from January 19th, and her first line in the post is, "I totally enjoyed wearing this outfit today," and I thought, this is the one we want to find out what's going on in this outfit, because we want to feel every day that we're totally enjoying what we're wearing. So thank you. If anyone else is interested, they have an outfit that they'd like to take a look at with me with this type of process, I'd really be into it. So drop me an email, leave a comment. Thank you again, and I'll talk to you soon.